Number 1. Cyprus and its 10,000-year journey of civilization. Located precisely at the crossroads of 3 continents, Asia, Europe, and Africa, Cyprus appears on maps like a long leaf drifting across the deep blue Mediterranean Sea. This strategic location has made the small island a natural bridge between major human civilizations, simultaneously transforming it into a land of paramount strategic value in the history of Europe and the Middle East. Throughout history, Cyprus has been a target for powerful empires, from ancient Greece to Rome, Byzantium, the Ottoman Empire, and then Great Britain. Cyprus's area is only about 9,250 square kilometers, significantly smaller than the U.S. state of Vermont, yet its topography is constantly changing within a very small space. The Troodos and Kyrenia mountain ranges, along with low-lying plains, create fascinating contrasts. You can stand on the snow-capped peak of Olympus in winter and, after just a few hours' travel, be on a crystal-clear beach. With over 640 kilometers of coastline, Cyprus is considered one of the islands with the highest density of beautiful beaches in the Mediterranean. The island nation has a population of approximately 1.25 million and is one of the countries with the highest proportion of foreign residents in Europe. More than 20% of the population has origins from other countries, creating a unique cultural blend of Greek, Turkish, British, and Middle Eastern influences. In addition, the Maronite and Armenian communities maintain their own centuries-old traditions. Another interesting fact is that despite its small size, Cyprus is among the countries with the highest per capita wine consumption in the world. It is also the birthplace of Commandaria wine, recognized by Guinness as the oldest continuously produced wine with a history of over 5,000 years. Beyond its captivating scenery, Cyprus boasts a service and financial economy that maintains a steady growth rate in Europe, with a GDP per capita exceeding $30,000. Tourism accounts for over 20% of GDP, and in the summer, visitor numbers often surpass the local population. From vibrant blue beaches like Ayia Napa to ancient sites like Kourion, Cyprus feels like a crossroads where history, sea, and civilization blend together in a journey spanning over 10,000 years. Number 2. European capitals possess 2 identities. Nestled in the seemingly peaceful Mediterranean, Nicosia is a rare exception in the world. It is the only capital city that remains divided, where Greek and Turkish identities coexist in one space but do not blend. Since the events of 1974, the city has been divided by a strip known as the Green Line, a buffer zone monitored by the United Nations for over half a century. This line stretches approximately 180 kilometers, running through the center of Nicosia and around the island. For those accustomed to seamless urban environments and open borders, arriving in Nicosia feels like stepping into a documentary film. Just passing through a small checkpoint instantly transforms you from a modern European quarter with bustling shops to an area steeped in ancient Ottoman history. Here, the language, signage, and even the scent of spices in the shops change immediately. While in New York the difference between 2 areas is merely a lifestyle, in Nicosia, the 2 parts of the city function as 2 separate entities, each with its own administrative system and national identity, situated side by side within a few hundred meters. What makes this place so striking is the contrast, a feature almost unmatched by any Western capital. The southern half operates like a European Union city with banks, parks, shopping malls, and bustling shopping streets. The northern half, on the other hand, has a distinctly Turkish rhythm, with traditional markets, Islamic architecture, and a very different way of life. They use 2 different currencies, have 2 different education systems, 2 different police forces, and 2 different historical narratives told in 2 distinct ways. The Green Line isn't a concrete wall like those seen in Berlin, but rather a series of empty buildings, barricaded streets, small Unforgettable guard posts, and roads leading into an area where time seems frozen since the 1970s. Many places still bear faded signs, abandoned shops, and even vehicles left behind after residents were forced to evacuate. It's considered one of the largest living remnants of modern conflict still intact in Europe. Every day, thousands of people cross this border to go to work, shop, or visit relatives. This creates a reality that amazes many Western tourists, an EU capital with an internal city border, a modern metropolis with a historical scar, and a place where, in just a few steps, you can step from one world to another. Number 3. What makes Cyprus women unforgettable? Cypriot women possess a distinctly Mediterranean beauty, with sharp features, deep brown eyes, thick black hair, and a sun-tanned complexion thanks to the year-round maritime climate. They don't need elaborate makeup to have an irresistible charm that makes others turn heads, much like how Americans describe Vietnamese women with the phrase, "beauty you can't forget." In Cypriot society, women hold a remarkably prominent role. According to Eurostat statistics from 2024, women held over 33% of management positions in Cyprus, a figure exceeding the European average and comparable to many advanced cities in the United States. In sectors such as tourism, finance, and shipping, they are a crucial driving force, from five-star hotels to shipping corporations headquartered in Limassol. However, like many societies in Asia and the Mediterranean, Cypriot women shoulder two responsibilities simultaneously. Despite working in modern environments, when they return home, they are still the ones who cook, care for young children, and maintain family bonds. A survey from the European Institute for Gender Equality shows that Cypriot women spend approximately 4.5 hours a day on housework, a higher figure than women in the United States. Meanwhile, the younger generation of women in Cyprus is choosing a very different lifestyle. They are more independent, highly educated, and proactive in their careers. The percentage of female university students exceeds 60%, higher than the US average. Many prioritize work and personal freedom, leading to later marriages. Dating culture is also changing rapidly, with apps like Tinder, Badoo, and Bumble becoming popular, especially in Nicosia and Limassol. Around 38% of young Cypriots have lived together before marriage, a figure reflecting a similar level of openness to the growing trend among Gen Z in the US. And if you're curious how to win over a Cypriot girl, leave comment number 3. We'll reveal things that even locals don't always share. Number 4. Cyprus, where 10 civilizations met. Cyprus possesses a history rarely found anywhere else in the world. This small island has successively belonged to more than 10 civilizations, from ancient Greece, Rome, Byzantine, to Arab, the Crusaders, Venice, the Ottomans, and finally, Great Britain. On a map of Europe, it's difficult to find a place where a Catholic church can be transformed into a mosque and then become a UNESCO World Heritage Site in just a few centuries. But in Cyprus, it happens so frequently that it's almost normal. One of the strangest periods in Cypriot history was the co-rule that lasted for more than 3 centuries. From 688 to 965, the island was simultaneously governed by 2 fiercely opposing empires, Byzantine and Arab. Despite constant fighting in Syria and Anatolia, they signed an agreement to jointly govern Cyprus. They also agreed on how to divide taxes, share power, and maintain a defense force for the island. However, the most intriguing chapter in history concerns Cleopatra. Around 40 BC, the Roman general Mark Antony offered the entire island of Cyprus to Cleopatra as a love gift after she appeared in incense and disguised herself as Aphrodite to enchant him. This wasn't the first time Cyprus belonged to Cleopatra, as Julius Caesar had previously gifted the island to her. Cyprus was given as a national jewel simply because of a love affair powerful enough to shake Rome. The island also has another peculiar historical moment that many Western visitors find hard to forget. In 1191, King Richard the Lionheart of England seized Cyprus not for military reasons, but simply because he felt insulted at his wedding. After gaining control, he immediately sold the island to the Knights Templar. For over 3,000 years, each empire that passed left behind a new layer of culture. Thanks to this, today visitors can see the Temple of Aphrodite, Ottoman ramparts, French Gothic churches, Byzantine monasteries, and neighborhoods bearing the imprint of British colonial history. All of this can be explored in a single day around the island. The history of Cyprus is a series of layers upon layers. A small island, yet it has been given away, co-administered, conquered, and sold more times than any other place of similar size in the West. Number 5. Cyprus and a series of bizarre and unbelievable rituals. The first thing that surprises American tourists when they arrive in Cyprus is the custom of entering a house with your right foot first. In many places in the United States or Europe, entering a house is usually relaxed, and sometimes you even have to remove your shoes to keep the floor clean. But in Cyprus, especially in Greek origin homes, guests are asked to keep their shoes on and step through the door with their right foot. This ritual is meant to bring good luck into the house and originates from ancient Greek tradition. If you accidentally step with your left foot, the host will smile and gently remind you to step back to follow the correct procedure. Another behavior that is even more easily misunderstood by Americans is scratching one's backside while talking. In Cyprus, this is not considered vulgar or impolite. People see this gesture as a way to ward off evil eye, meaning jealousy or negative energy from the person opposite. When they sense someone has ill intentions, Cypriots will lightly scratch their backside as a form of self-protection. For those from New York or Los Angeles, this moment might be confusing until they understand it's part of a traditional spiritual culture. However, no ritual is as shocking as the lucky spitting custom. At Cypriot weddings, when guests compliment the bride's beauty, they utter 3 ftu-ftu-ftu sounds, symbolizing spitting. This custom dates back to around the 1st century AD and is based on the belief that beauty easily attracts negative attention. While in the US, compliments at weddings are usually met with applause, in Cyprus, compliments are accompanied by 3 protective ftu sounds. And don't be surprised if hundreds of people simultaneously utter ftu-ftu as the bride walks down the aisle. Cypriot weddings also feature another fun ritual, breaking plates. People believe the sound of breaking pottery will ward off bad luck and bring lasting good fortune to the newlyweds. There have been parties where hundreds of plates have been thrown onto the floor while guests were dancing. Compared to the elegant and gentle Western wedding ceremony, Cypriot weddings resemble an exorcism ritual combined with an energetic party. Number 6. Commandaria, the oldest type of wine in the world. Commandaria is recognized by Guinness as the world's oldest appellation wine and is still continuously produced today. While Napa Valley boasts wines aged 50 to 80 years, Cyprus holds a product even older than ancient civilizations, a wine with a 5,000-year history, characterized by its sweetness and amber hue. Commandaria is famous not only for its age, but also for its historic triumph in the European wine industry. In the 13th century, in the Battle of the Wines, organized by King Philip Augustus of France, Commandaria surpassed many other renowned wines and was awarded the top prize. This means that, before Bordeaux or Burgundy became iconic, Cyprus possessed a wine that was celebrated in history. What fascinates Western visitors is that the winemaking process has remained virtually unchanged for millennia. Only 2 indigenous grape varieties, Zinisteri and Mavro, grown at altitudes between 500 and 900 meters on the slopes of the Troodos Mountains, are used to produce Commandaria. When the grapes reach the desired sugar content, they are harvested and dried under the Mediterranean sun for 7 to 15 days to allow the water to evaporate naturally, resulting in a very high sugar content. The grapes are then pressed using a lino, undergo a fermentation process lasting up to 90 days, and are aged for a minimum of 2 years in wooden barrels according to PDO standards. Commandaria not only dates back to ancient times, but also has its own heritage area. In 1993, the European Union granted PDO certification, limiting production rights to 14 villages around the southern slopes of the Troodos. Villages like Linnea, Zupigi, and Silikou have become Europe's ancient wine valleys, where visitors can stroll among stone houses and sample a wine similar to what the Crusaders once enjoyed. In terms of flavor, Commandaria is a sweet dessert wine with a deep amber color. It boasts aromas of raisins, dates, honey, chestnuts, and toffee. The sweetness is around 149 grams per liter, but it retains a slight acidity to balance it, creating a long, warm finish. Older bottles are even so concentrated that people in the past had to dilute them before drinking. What's even more fascinating is that Commandaria isn't just a heritage wine to look at. Visitors can buy a bottle for between $25 and $45, while older versions can fetch $150 or more. This price is still much lower than many classic French or California wines, but it carries a story that no other wine brand in the world can match. Number 7. The dark secret behind the beauty of Cyprus. The most spine-chilling experience for many tourists in Cyprus is Varosha. Once a symbol of luxury, a place where Hollywood stars sunbathed on turquoise beaches, Varosha became a ghost city overnight in 1974 when all 35,000 residents left and never returned. The area was sealed off for half a century, so quiet that many likened it to the Chernobyl of the Mediterranean. Along the coast to Paphos, You'll find the tombs of the kings. These are massive catacombs carved directly into the rock over 2,300 years ago. Despite their name, they weren't for royalty, but for the Greek and Roman nobility. The wide corridors, tall Doric columns, and deep, chilling burial chambers give the feeling of stepping into an underground palace. To the north, sheer cliffs lead to an even more peculiar structure. Buffavento Castle, once known as the Fortress of Lost Souls. Legend says it was the refuge of the Serpent King, a colossal creature turned to stone after attacking humankind. When the Knights Lusignan arrived, they turned the fortress into a prison and linked it to the story of Queen Helena, the leper, who lived in solitude within its stone walls. On windy nights, locals say they hear the sound of chains scraping against the stone floor echoing down from the fortress. Near the capital lies a silent buffer zone between the island's dividing line, the abandoned village of Agios Sozomenos. Since the 1960s, it has been uninhabited and lies within United Nations-controlled territory. The ruins of its dilapidated Gothic church and charred black walls resemble a scene from a medieval horror film. Many visitors say they feel watched, even though there is no one around. In the heart of Nicosia, Paphos Gate is an ancient gateway that Cypriots often avoid at night. Its 450-year-old stone arches are linked to the story of a guard who died but whose spirit never left his post. Locals believe that if you pass through the gate on a moonlit night, you might hear footsteps following you. It's not a spectacular tourist attraction, but it serves as a reminder that every stone on the island holds its own secret. Number 8. A cat paradise in the Mediterranean. If you're a cat lover, Cyprus might feel like an ancient paradise left behind in the Mediterranean. The island currently has between 1.5 and 2 million cats, while the population is only about 1.3 million people, meaning there's more than one cat per resident. Member of Parliament Charalambos Theopemptou even called Cyprus the country with the highest cat density in the world per capita. For Western tourists, the sight of cats basking in the sun on rocky walls has become a defining characteristic of the island. Locals often place food and water at the entrances to their homes and public areas to feed the cats. Tourists and cafe owners also pamper them with all sorts of treats. Chasing cats away from patios or beaches is considered taboo and may provoke a strong reaction. The local community believes that caring for stray cats is a shared responsibility, similar to the culture in Turkey. Surprisingly, the relationship between cats and humans on the island didn't develop in the last few centuries, but has a history spanning nearly 10,000 years. In 2004, archaeologists unearthed a tomb in Chilorokambos and discovered a cat skeleton buried next to its owner, dating back to around 7500 BC. This is the earliest recorded evidence of human domestication of cats, even predating ancient Egypt. Therefore, Cyprus is considered one of the cradles of the feline species. But behind this cat paradise lies a modern crisis. Over 1 million feral cats roam freely on the streets, fields, and coastal monasteries. The government spends only about 100,000 euros annually on sterilization programs, far less than the need. Animal welfare organizations estimate that 7 years of continuous sterilization would be needed to control the feral cat population. Meanwhile, the Cypriot pet food industry has surpassed $100 million annually, creating a race between the demand for pet cats and efforts to reduce the wild cat population. For Cypriots, cats are not just pets, but also a cultural heritage. Legend says that St. Helena once brought thousands of cats to Cape Gata to rescue the island from a snake plague. To this day, the area is still known as Cat's Nose. Nobel laureate poet Yorgos Seferis even dedicated a poem to them, titled The Cats of St. Nicholas. Number 9. Secrets of Cyprus Nightlife. In Cyprus, as the Mediterranean sun sets behind the horizon, the island enters a completely different state. Coastal cities like Larnaca, Limassol, and Ayia Napa glow with golden lights, the sound of waves blending with the guitars from beachfront bars. Cypriot nights aren't the noisy New York style, nor are they the quiet, old-fashioned European atmosphere. Instead, they offer a captivating rhythm of the sea, music, and Mediterranean spirit. The island's nightlife, like a second world, begins to unfold as the temperature becomes more pleasant. In Limassol, the wine bars in the old town stay open late, where visitors can sip aged Commandaria or sample the local Zavania. Meanwhile, Ayia Napa in summer transforms into the island's party capital, where European DJs play music until dawn, and the lights reflecting on the sea create a miniature version of Ibiza. In stark contrast to that vibrant atmosphere, Nicosia at night takes on a slow pace. The old town, nestled alongside the Green Line, is like a labyrinth of ancient stones, where cafes stay open until late and locals converse in the peaceful golden light. Here, the sounds of oud and violin emanate from centuries-old houses, revealing the parallel existence of two identities within a divided capital. A nighttime stroll along the beach is an unmissable experience. In Larnaca, the Finicutes palm trees reflect their light onto the water, creating a scene many photographers describe as the Mediterranean's flower of light. And in Paphos, when the moonlight falls on Aphrodite's rock, the atmosphere seems to breathe the spirit of Greek mythology. For art lovers, Cyprus has its own unique nighttime cultural life. Outdoor concerts at coastal fortresses, the brightly lit Roman theater Kourion throughout the summer, or lute performances in ancient stone towns. These moments show that Cyprus is not just a resort, but an island that tells stories through sound and light. For those who enjoy urban experiences, the narrow alleys of Limassol always offer surprises. Street musicians play jazz, craft shops stay open late, and the aroma of hot stone pizza blends with the scent of sea salt. Not as bustling as Barcelona, nor as formal as Athens, Cyprus at night is warm, intimate, and full of freedom in its own unique Mediterranean way. And when you walk through the island at midnight, amidst the gentle waves, the warm lights, and the salty sea breeze, you'll understand that Cypriot nightlife doesn't need noise to be captivating. It's alluring because of its rhythmic silence, like a world that only opens up to those who know how to stop and feel. Number 10. Exploring Paphos to Nissi Beach. Paphos is the epitome of Cyprus's cultural and natural experience. It's considered the place where Aphrodite emerged from the sea foam. Standing before Petra to Romeo and watching the waves crash against the massive rocks, you'll understand why this area has been steeped in Greek mythology for thousands of years. Paphos boasts not only mythological stories, but also Roman ruins, ancient theaters, and the tombs of the kings, one of the largest underground catacombs in the Mediterranean. In many countries, archaeological sites are located far from populated areas, but in Paphos, you're just a few minutes' walk from the beach to find ruins over 2,000 years old. Continuing eastward, the sea color gradually changes from blue to turquoise, signaling your arrival at Ayia Napa and Nissi Beach, known as Cyprus's summer paradise. During peak season, the crystal-clear waters, white sand beaches, and vibrant atmosphere create a youthful and carefree ambiance. For visitors from New York or Los Angeles, the clarity of the water here is often compared to the beauty of the Bahamas. If you're looking for a more peaceful place, Proteus offers a completely different spirit. Calm seas, gentle breezes, and mirror-like surfaces make it an ideal destination for families or couples wanting to escape the crowds. Proteus offers a blend of the Mediterranean Sea and the relaxed style of Italian or Portuguese coastal towns. For those who enjoy outdoor activities, Mount Olympos is a must-visit. This 1,052-meter-high mountain allows you to experience something rare in the Mediterranean: skiing in the morning and swimming in the sea in the afternoon. From the mountaintop, you can gaze down upon the snow-capped valley, while in the distance, the sun-drenched sea stretches out, creating the feeling of experiencing two seasons in a single day. Meanwhile, Larnaca is the island's commercial hub. It's a vibrant port city where beaches, seaside bars, and marinas blend seamlessly. Finicutes and Mackenzie Beach are the city's busiest, while the harbor area offers a classic Mediterranean atmosphere. This is where you can enjoy fresh seafood straight from the boats. Thanks to its largest international airport on the island, Larnaca is also where most Western tourists begin their exploration of Cyprus. Number 11. Why Cyprus is different from all other European countries. In Cyprus, there are things that happen every day that American or continental European tourists might find hard to predict. One of these is the fact that the entire island drives on the left, a remnant from the British rule. Unlike any other EU country, where the steering wheel is on the right, roundabouts prioritize right-hand traffic, and crossing the road requires newcomers to get used to it immediately. For many tourists, the moment they step into a rented car is more of a psychological challenge than a simple tourist activity. During the summer months, the Cypriot sky is also filled with a phenomenon that further baffles visitors: Fireworks can explode at any time of day without any festival or special event. In coastal towns like Protoras or Limassol, you might be startled by a sudden burst of fireworks while you're having dinner. For many Western tourists, this is like an unannounced version of 4th of July. In fact, fireworks are a familiar ritual at Cypriot weddings. Summer is wedding season, and the entire island becomes a stage for surprise fireworks displays, sometimes even 5 times in a single night. Another interesting feature lies in everyday architecture, the gabions. Throughout the island, especially in the villages along the Troodos Mountains, you'll easily find large steel blocks filled with natural stone. Cypriots use them for walls, benches, and even fences. Remarkably, when the structure is no longer in use, they simply dismantle the gabions, and the stone returns to its original state with virtually no negative impact on the environment. In a place where belief and life intertwine, Cypriots strongly believe in the evil eye. You'll see green amulets hanging in front of shops, placed in cars, or attached to children's clothing. People believe that when the amulet breaks, it means it has absorbed all negative energy and protected its owner from bad luck. Some families even burn dried olive leaves whenever someone feels tired or experiences misfortune. The smoke from the olive leaves is circled around the head 3 times, accompanied by a prayer to ward off bad luck. To Western tourists, these rituals sound like something straight out of Greek mythology. But in Cyprus, it's a place where tradition, faith, and daily life blend together. Number 12. What makes Cypriot cuisine so captivating to tourists? A culinary journey in Cyprus often begins with halloumi, a cheese considered the pride of the island. Unlike other European cheeses, halloumi has a uniquely elastic texture. When grilled or fried, the outer layer becomes slightly crispy, while the core remains soft and retains the subtle saltiness of sheep's and goat's milk. For Cypriots, halloumi is not just an ingredient, but a cultural symbol protected by PDO, appearing in every meal from salads to grilled dishes. Many visitors liken hot halloumi straight from the kitchen to the Mediterranean version of grilled cheese. If halloumi serves as the first greeting, then mezza is the gateway to the island's culinary spirit. Mezza is not a single dish, but a ritual consisting of many small plates brought out in succession. Each plate tells its own story, from olives, hummus, and traditional salads to grilled meats, seafood, and finally, stews bearing the hallmark of Cypriot cuisine. A meze often lasts for hours, with food and conversation resembling a true feast. Among the iconic dishes, kleftiko holds an irreplaceable place. Legend says that cattle thieves of old had to cook lamb in sealed pits to avoid the smoke. This discreet cooking method resulted in lamb so tender it could easily fall from the bone, infused with the aromas of herbs like oregano and bay leaves. Today, traditional clay ovens are still maintained in many mountain villages, making kleftiko a dish deeply intertwined with the island's history. Leaving the long-stirred stews, you'll be greeted by the aromas of charcoal grills. Souvlaki, grilled skewers of meat, and sheftalia, sausages wrapped in lamb fat, are 2 of Cyprus's most popular street foods. They are not only delicious, but also reflect the island's culinary philosophy: simple, clear, and flavorful. To fully understand the spirit of Cypriot cuisine, you must try moussaka, a layered, family-style grilled dish. Potatoes, eggplant, minced meat, tomatoes, and bechamel sauce blend together to create a rich, creamy flavor, a cross between Italian lasagna and American casserole, but with distinct Greek and Cypriot characteristics. Each family has its own recipe, and each version holds a piece of the cook's memory. Finally, there's koupepia, a meat-wrapped grape leaf dish always present at festivals. Rice, minced pork, and spices are skillfully wrapped in fresh grape leaves and simmered in lemon juice, creating a light sourness that balances the filling. For Cypriots, koupepia is not just a dish, but also a testament to the meticulous care in each step of wrapping the leaves. Number 13. The strangest island in the Mediterranean. New Year's in Cyprus always kicks off with laughter, splashing water, and the vibrant atmosphere of Cataclysmos, the Great Flood festival unique to the island. By June, the beaches of Larnaca and Limassol become vast playgrounds where locals and tourists throw water at each other with buckets, sea balloons, and water guns. This custom stems from Greek mythology and Pentecost, representing rebirth and purification. For a week, boat races, swimming competitions, and music that last until late into the night keep the beaches constantly busy. As spring arrives, color blankets the streets with Anthisteria, a millennia-old flower festival. Brilliant floats parade through Limassol and Nicosia, reminding viewers of ancient rituals honoring the god Dionysus. This is not only a festival of flowers, but also an occasion where people, nature, and Greek legends blend together, creating a scene that many visitors describe as an open-air Broadway show, but more ancient and gentle. Before Lent begins, Limassol comes alive with Carnival, the largest masquerade festival in the Mediterranean. For 11 consecutive days, the city resembles an expanded film set where people dress up as cowboys, knights, fairy tale characters, or superheroes. Makariou Avenue is the location of the nearly 7-kilometer-long parade. The opening day of Tsiknopemti brings the aroma of barbecued meat spreading through the old town, surprising many Western tourists with a party atmosphere that is both as lively as Mardi Gras in New Orleans and more intimate thanks to the sense of community. In the Troodos Mountains, May is the time when the entire village of Agros is immersed in the scent of roses. The Rose Festival in the mountainous region allows visitors to pick roses, watch the distillation of rose water, or sample locally produced jams and wines. This event embodies the Cypriot spirit, doing things slowly, meticulously, and appreciating natural resources. As the final days of summer pass, moonlight reflects on the medieval stone walls of Paphos Castle, heralding the Aphrodite festival. The Opera House, situated right on the edge of the sea, becomes the venue for ancient Greek plays and international concerts performed under the Mediterranean sky. The interplay of waves, light, and music creates a surreal moment that many visitors consider one of Europe's most impressive open-air theatrical experiences. Number 14. Strange facts about Cyprus. Although Cyprus is known as one of the safest places in the Mediterranean, popular seaside resorts still present unforeseen situations for tourists. In Ayia Napa, Limassol, or Paphos, some bars may approach you very friendly, only to charge significantly more than the initial estimate. The simplest way to avoid this is to check online reviews before entering, prioritize places with clear menus, and always ask for the price of drinks before ordering. If someone approaches too closely in a nightlife area, simply smile, politely decline, and move on. Regarding personal safety, crime in Cyprus is much lower than in many other European countries, but that doesn't mean every area is absolutely safe. Petty pickpocketing still occasionally occurs in Larnaca Promenade or Finikoutis Beach during peak months. Therefore, you should keep your wallet and phone in a locked bag. Avoid placing your belongings on chairs when taking photos, and don't walk alone in dimly lit areas after midnight, even though the island feels very peaceful. For payments, international cards are widely accepted in most shops on the island, offering convenience that many other Mediterranean destinations lack. However, some small shops in Nicosia's Old Town or villages in Troodos still only accept cash. To avoid problems, you should withdraw money from Bank of Cyprus or Hellenic Bank ATMs, which have good security systems and support US cards. Avoid using private ATMs as they often charge high fees or lack transparency. In major cities, contactless payments like Apple Pay or Google Pay work very well. The weather in Cyprus is much more changeable than many people expect. Summers can be scorching hot, but in spring and autumn, day and night, temperatures can sometimes differ by more than 10 degrees, especially when traveling up to Troodos or areas near the Green Line. If you plan to travel at night, bring a light jacket and a water bottle, especially when visiting ancient stone monuments that retain heat during the day but cool down very quickly after dark. In case of emergency, you can call 112, which is available throughout Europe. Although Cyprus has many modern hospitals, not all have doctors who communicate well in English. Therefore, travelers from the US or Europe should keep the addresses of international medical centers such as Arataio Hospital in Nicosia or Mediterranean Hospital in Limassol handy. A translation app or some personal medical notes will help you handle any unexpected incidents more easily. Number 15. Living cost in Cyprus. In major cities like Limassol and Nicosia, the rental market is among the most expensive on the island. A one-bedroom apartment in downtown Limassol typically costs between $950 and $1,300 per month, a price higher than many European cities, but still more affordable than the exorbitant costs often experienced in Los Angeles or Miami. If you're willing to travel 10 to 15 minutes further from the center, rent can drop to $650 to $850, suitable for those who work remotely or don't need to commute much. Conversely, areas like Paphos or Larnaca offer significantly more affordable options. An apartment near the beach usually costs between $550 and $750, a price point that many U.S. tourists consider a very reasonable choice compared to their own coastal cities. The public transport system in Cyprus is much simpler than in Japan or other European countries, but it still meets daily commuting needs. Inner-city bus tickets typically cost around $1.50 to $2, while monthly passes range from $45 to $55. However, the network isn't very extensive, so many people choose to rent a car for $25 to $40 a day, or $500 to $700 for a monthly rental. Taxis are more expensive, averaging $8 to $12 for short distances and increasing in the evenings. For coastal cities with flat terrain, cycling is a very convenient option. Food costs vary depending on lifestyle. If you cook your own meals, you can expect to spend around $250 to $350 per month shopping at large supermarkets like Lidl or Alpha Mega. A simple meal at a Greek Cypriot taverna typically costs between $8 and $12, while better quality restaurants cost between $18 and $30 per person. Electricity and water are often a surprise for newcomers. In the summer, air conditioning can easily drive up electricity bills to $100 to $150 per month. Even in winter, while not extremely cold, heating costs, whether electric or gas, can still reach $60 to $90. Stable fiber optic internet costs between $30 and $45, and many apartments have additional management fees of around $10 to $25. Total costs for a person wanting to live comfortably are usually around $200 to $1,600 per month. If you choose quieter areas and manage your spending wisely, it's entirely possible to maintain a budget of $900 to $1,000. Conversely, those who frequently eat out, enjoy wine, rent cars, or travel extensively will find costs easily reaching $1,800 or more. While not the cheapest place in Europe, Cyprus offers a valuable balance: beautiful weather, clean seas, a relaxed pace of life, and relatively affordable expenses. And those are 15 interesting facts about Cyprus. Hopefully, the information just provided has given you a fresh new perspective. If you find the video helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to join us on our next exploration journeys. Of these 15 facts, which one impresses you the most? Please leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts.